Hey, what's up guys? I'm a little over a month into the Wim Hof 10-week course, and I thought I'd kind of give an update, a review of what my experience has been like so far. And before I jump into that, I think I'm going to do a quick kind of skim over what this course actually is, what's it about, and what you can expect if you are someone who's interested in doing this 10-week Wim Hof course. Because if you're here, I assume you're already interested or already practicing the infamous Wim Hof breathing technique. But I think something a lot of people don't know is when you take this course, there's a lot more to it than just the breathing technique. And it's definitely a staple in it, but there are other things, so I kind of want to touch on those and let people know what to expect if they're interested. So usually you're going to start off, you're going to do the breathing technique for 3 to 4 cycles. That's what we've been doing so far at least. And after that, you're usually going to do something physical, whether that's push-ups or that's doing some ab exercises. And it's physical activity, but it's with a twist where he's manipulating his breath while he's performing these activities. So maybe you'll be holding your breath, maybe you're doing a supercharge before you do these push-ups or ab exercises. And the overall trend you're going to kind of realize here, no surprise, is it's all about the breath. So after that, you're usually going to do some kind of yoga poses, stretching exercises where you're twisting, you're bending, you're stretching, but you're breathing in to the muscle. And this is something, if you do yoga, you of course know about, but there is something he does differently, which is one of the cooler things I've learned while performing this technique, while doing this course, is manipulating blood flow. It's something that I just never thought about before. And he'll actually have you hold your breath while you're stretching and concentrating on the muscle to stop blood flow. And what you're doing by doing this is when you let it go, when you release, the blood kind of shoots into your muscle and it lubricates your joint. And it relieves tension and stress and allows you to stretch further. And this is something that, like I said, I just kind of didn't know before, and it's been one of the coolest things I've learned so far. So definitely interesting. Other things that he has you doing is meditation. He'll have you meditate at the end or sometimes halfway through. Of course, there is cold exposure, where he's teaching you how to perform cold showers properly, how to slowly adjust your body to the cold so that you're not shocking your immune system too bad, where you can kind of endure the cold more than you're used to and do these crazy things like Wim Hof. Obviously this all takes time, but he explains what the cold is doing to your blood vessels and why it's important, what the reactions are. And throughout all of this, the thing I kind of like the most is you have him talking while you're doing it. And he says lots of different things. Sometimes it's like a little philosophy that he has, a little story. Sometimes it's, obviously demonstrating what you're doing. But I think the part that I like the most is I get to spend each morning with Wim. Like, you get 10 videos. Well, you get 10 videos that are 40 minutes to like an hour long, and these are the course. But then you also have all these other videos where he's demonstrating the cold shower, the breathing technique, different poses, and other videos that they have. But those are the main ones, and they get released so that you watch one for a week straight, and you watch the next one for a week straight. And you think you might get bored watching the same video over, but like I said, I just enjoy kind of spending time with the dude. Whereas I think with a lot of self-development products, courses, whatever, the self-development industry is kind of growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And kind of like anything else, there's just more information out there, which is great. It means there's more to learn, but it also means that there's money to be made. And that means the bullshit artists come out, and this just definitely isn't that. I think you can watch any one of his videos, even on YouTube, and just see the genuinity in the guy, where he's just being real, he's just being him, and that's something I definitely appreciate. So that's kind of a quick gloss over what you can expect for the first month at least, and definitely enjoying it a lot. And now I'm going to kind of jump into my own personal experiences with the course. So the first thing that comes to mind is when I started this course, I've had an injury for quite a while in my lat. So I haven't been able to do upper body workouts, physical exercise kind of thing. So I even skipped the push-ups while he's doing them in the video. But this kind of gave me an outlet because I kind of had all this pent-up energy where I wasn't working out, and it's not a good feeling where, you know, you've been a very active person for a large portion of your life, and then you have this injury and you can't be as physical as you would like. So this has been a great outlet for me to concentrate on, and I might not be working out like pushing a bench press and like lifting weights, but I'm doing this technique, I'm doing these poses, I'm doing these exercises, and I'm strengthening my cardiovascular system, I'm strengthening my immune system, and it feels like I'm working out. And you are working out, but it's just a great feeling to be kind of back in the game, and that's what it feels like for me. And I feel like even not doing these other exercises, which you definitely should do, if you were to just do the breathing though, I feel like you're getting physically stronger. I really do. And I've heard other people mention this, and you just feel overall stronger and healthier. So that's great. And kind of something I mention a lot, but that feeling where it's probably the thing I feel the most is mental stability and clarity, where especially after performing this technique and then doing meditation, I just feel extremely clean, extremely clear, extremely awake and present. And then you mix in some cold exposure after this, where you're putting yourself in a cold shower. You just feel, boom, you're awake, things are firing, energy, you got a lot of energy, and it feels great. So yeah, that's definitely been exciting. Something else, I've recently, or not too long ago at least, got a little sick, and I'm very confident it has nothing to do with this course, because my family was kind of sick, my friends were sick, they kind of had flu-like symptoms, and even prior, I just got a little headache, to be honest, for a couple days, and it's one of the quickest times, to be honest, I've bounced back from an illness, so that was pretty cool, and I was very happy with how it happened. Obviously you don't want to get sick, but when you do, to bounce back so quick, I was pretty excited. And I have heard of people who continue doing cold exposure when they feel ill, and they say that it helps, because of course cold exposure is strengthening your immune system, but you don't want to do that when you're too close to illness. And I think that's just a self-awareness thing. If you feel like it's beneficial, then, you know, I think everyone has the ability to at least know what's best for them. And prior to this illness, when I was having cold showers, my time was increasing, but then I had this point where I was feeling much more resistant to the cold than usual. And I think that was my body's sign of kind of telling me, you know, you back up a bit. So I stopped doing the cold exposure and I did the breathing, and I bounced back pretty quick. So that was something that was cool. What else has happened? Breath retention. So before even starting this 10-week course, I was performing this breathing technique. So I did have quite a bit of practice before beginning. But when I very first started, I think my first breath hold was a little over a minute. And I was like, pretty sick, like a little over a minute, that's pretty damn good. Like I was excited for that. And whereas now I'm typically holding my breath for between 2 and 3 minutes. So my first cycle is usually around 2 minutes. Then after my next cycle is like a little more, and I'm getting a lot of times between like 2.5 minutes and 2 minutes and 45 seconds, like a lot of times in between there. And then I do have these two ridiculous outliers where I hold my breath for 3.5 minutes on one, and in the other I held my breath for 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And I don't even have any other times around these. They were kind of just, like I said, outliers, and for me that's mind-boggling, because I think before this it was like holding your breath for 40 seconds was like a battle. So to hold your breath for 4 minutes, it's wild, and it makes me excited because it kind of shows me what's possible and what I'm capable of. So who knows after 10 weeks, who knows after a year, who knows after 5 years. So some cool stuff. And yeah, I think that's another thing, and probably the last thing I'll mention, where by doing this course, by doing this technique, I've just gained overall awareness and greater consciousness over my body and what it's capable of. Like, I didn't know I could manipulate blood flow. I didn't know I could send heat to different areas of my body. I didn't know I could stand in freezing cold water and keep my internal temperature the same. I didn't know these things were possible before. And I'm not saying I can just do all these things on command, but I'm saying I'm slowly gaining more control over these things, more awareness over my body, its injuries, its ailments, where I should be pushing breath into, where I should be stretching. And my consciousness over my body, my mind, and it all being connected has just increased. And I feel very aware of myself. So those are some things that definitely stick out for me. I think before ending this video, I should just quickly mention, I'm all like, Wim Hof is the best, and he is the best, but I still feel like I should mention that I am an affiliate of the Wim Hof Method, and it's not like I was an affiliate and then I started making these videos, and then this was no plan of mine. I started doing the technique, I started making these videos, and then I was kind of like, can I become an affiliate because this shit's awesome? And they were like, yes. And I was like, sweet. Because I think becoming an affiliate of different products, courses, is something that's just smart for me, because I'm doing it anyway, and I might as well share what's beneficial for me with you guys, as well as what's not beneficial with you guys, because like I said, that self-development industry is kind of full of leeches, I feel like, and it's something of passion of mine, something that I love, but it's also something that people make money off of. So differentiating between what's real, what's not, is something that I feel is important, and that's something that I kind of hope I've done here. So when you see my videos and you see these little link at the bottom, not always, but because I'm going to recommend shit regardless of if I'm an affiliate or not, but if you click on that and then you go to their page and you end up buying this 10-week course, I would get 1% of that, and that's what an affiliate is. So if you see those in mine or other people's videos, that's usually what that is. Anyways, I just felt like I should mention that so you guys know, and yeah, let me know what your guys' experience has been like with doing this course if you're taking it, or any other questions you have. I'd be happy to help.